All right, so we start out here at the exiting the metering device, and it's 75% liquid, 25% vapor, and the pressure has dropped and the temperature has dropped. And let's take a look at where we're at here with the pressure in, or the temperature in the evaporator coil. So here's our gauge over here. So we have, again, we've dropped pressure and we have a temperature drop as well. So here is our suction line gauge, and just like our condenser, when you hook up your suction line gauge outside, you are really looking at what's happening in the middle of this evaporator coil. All right, you're not looking at what's happening right here, you're looking at what's happening right there. So what is 69 psig temperature wise? What's the equivalent temperature for that? Your gauge will tell you, but let's look at our ET chart here, and let's find 69. There's 68.5 degrees in the green column, and we come over here, and that tells us that the refrigerant in the middle of that evaporator coil is at 40 degrees. All right, so let's write that up here so we don't forget. 40 degrees in the evaporator coil, right in the center of the evaporator coil. It's throughout the evaporator coil, but I still want you to picture it right in the middle of it. Okay, so metering device, we have our flash gas, 75% liquid, and it is 40 degrees out, 40 degrees in the evaporator coil, and remember it's 75 degrees in the house. So our heat travels from a substance with more heat, which is the air inside the house, to a substance with less heat, which happens to be the refrigerant in the evaporator coil at 40 degrees. And as it does this, this refrigerant starts to change state from liquid to vapor as it moves through the evaporator coil. And remember, this is now absorbing a tremendous amount of heat that it requires to change the state of this refrigerant. As it moves through the evaporator coil, it changes state and continues to do so. When it hits a certain part of the coil, as we go through and change state, at a certain point in the coil, we now have changed state from completely to vapor. So we are now at this point, and it's designed by the manufacturer to have a little bit of evaporator to start to pick up some superheat. So we are 100% vapor at this point right here, and we have now gone out of the cooling mode and the refrigeration mode, and now we're getting into the superheat mode. So now we're 100% vapor at this point, but it is still at 40 degrees, and then as it travels through this part of the coil, it will continue to pick up heat, which is our sensible heat, as it travels through the suction line out to the compressor one more time. And the reason that we want to pick up some additional heat is to make sure we have 100% vapor going back to the compressor, because it will damage this compressor if you have liquid flowing back to it over a period of time. So let's take a look at this.